Welcome to the In Season podcast, rated R for language.
None of us are doctors or neurologists. Things you're about to hear are opinions of people living with epilepsy or seizures. These are firsthand experiences. Epilepsy can cause speech problems, and medications are hard to pronounce, so please bear with me. Epilepsy can cause bad memory, so some stories will be repeated. I'm Pookie. Get ready.
Seizure or fainting. 32-year-old male fell on the bathroom floor while vomiting. Had a viral infection, 39-degree fever. It says, hey all, hoping someone can help me make sense of this. I've read so many conflicting things online. I woke up in the middle of the night feeling really warm, a bit off, drank some water, then suddenly felt the urge to vomit. Went to the bathroom, started vomiting, and then blacked out. Next thing you know, I had collapsed on the bathroom floor. My partner said I was on the ground with my legs bent inward, eyes open, staring and moaning slightly. There was some frothing at the mouth, and I'd bitten the side of my tongue. I had no memory of what had happened and felt really confused for a couple of minutes after waking up. Now I'm wondering, was this from dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, or low sugar from being sick? Or does this sound like it could have been a seizure? Would really appreciate any advice or similar experiences. It's hard to know how worried I am to be right now. The first response says, it says, for all medical concerns, really, that's a odd bot. Someone else says, we can't diagnose you. We aren't doctors, nor can we check your electrolytes from Reddit. Oh, man. Someone says, get a second opinion from someone with a medical degree. So these people aren't trying to help, it looks like in the comments. 39-degree fever, I don't know. I think that's Celsius. I mean,
Definitely Celsius.
102 degrees Fahrenheit.
Pretty hot, yeah.
Yeah, that's high.
Decent, yeah.
I don't think that the seizure was caused by, wait, the question was, was this caused by epilepsy, correct?
Could it be a seizure?
Okay. I don't know. That sounds like just fever, dehydration, and passing out to me. But that could have
been fainting, or could it be fainting, or what's the name? Or seizure.
I feel like those things could have led to a seizure. Yes. Like the mixture of sort of health issues at the moment definitely could have led to a seizure. But I think it's more likely that it was just like a fever induced, fainting spell, Could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah. That does sound like something you should get checked out. If you don't have a neurologist, get a neurologist, because if you're fainting and you're shaking and stuff like that, and your wife doesn't know what's going on, or your partner, I don't know if it's a man or a woman. Also, I never had a low blood sugar problem. I thought those only come usually when you have diabetes, right? Or you can have low blood sugar and still not be diabetic, but
yeah, anybody can get low blood sugar. It happens with basically anybody who does an endurance sport. That's why you need electrolytes. For cyclists when they finish a big race, it's really for some reason having a Coca-Cola not electrolytes, sugar. But for some reason a Coca-Cola is one of the most common things that a cyclist will drink after a big a long race, because for some reason just the sugar in that gets into their system so fast that it helps you feel better. It's a weird thing.
some people do process sugar a little bit differently and not in the diabetic pattern, but when I was like 13 or so, I had to do um a glucose challenge, and they had me uh fasting, and came in, and they did, a baseline little glucose test and gave me this really gross orange soda drinky thing, and did periodic glucose tests, and they told me that I was hypoglycemic. And I didn't understand what that meant, what the difference was between that and um, diabetic, but yeah, my blood sugar goes low um, very easily between meals if I don't kind of just pay attention to it. Uh, it's not a diabetic thing. I don't have big swings. I don't have any issues with insulin. Um, it just goes low,
Yeah, it happens to everybody.
lower than
It's
average.
not just diabetics. Yeah, it's everybody's body can feel the effects of low blood sugar. It's just for some people, it's you know an actual constant health risk instead of like, oh shit, I should probably you know eat a Snickers and drink some water or something.
Yeah, I have always had issues with the medical community that they have not done further research. And I mean, with nutrition and epilepsy, I think this could be something, uh, or, because diet has always affected me. Uh, uh, I don't know why my seizures went away when I would eat something. There has to be some sort of causality between that. Not all my seizures, but I would wake up and have bad myoclonics and then eat, uh, a sandwich or something, and then it would go away. And what's the causal relationship there? And I feel like there should be more research as to diet and epilepsy, or perhaps, you know, more diseases.
Hey, Raven. Kevin, you been tested? That's all I read before it went away.
Tested for what?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Tested
Raven.
for hypoglycemia or worn a continuous glucose monitor?
Oh, no, but it wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah, I guess they've seriously upgraded the technology since I did that little glucose challenge like 20 years ago, I guess. I'm not sure what the continuous glucose monitor entails these days, but I would imagine it gives a much more detailed picture of what's happening as opposed to just like 4 or 5 different data points. I don't know if Raven wants to expound on that a little bit, or
It's just continually estimates your blood pressure. Your blood sugar, and you wear it like with you. So it's like a little sensor under your skin for like a 24-hour period or something, however long you do it. And it just displays it to your smartphone. So it's fancy. But it checks like all day and all night. So then it helps you get a better idea of if your blood sugar is crashing during the night and forcing your, like, I think it's your cortisol, I can't remember, to work with your low blood sugar. And I'm not super knowledgeable about it, and I'm having some brain fog, but I know that they've been encouraging me to try it because I have a similar problem of waking up with my blood sugar really low, but it's not something I've looked into because of money. So
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because I might bring it up with um my neurologist. It hadn't been something that I had considered, but a lot of my focals tend to kind of cluster around in the morning close to when I take my early dose. And we had always kind of associated that just with the morning, having been as far as I get from, between doses, and just the morning dose hadn't kicked in yet and the evening dose was almost gone. But now I'm thinking I might learn something from one of those continuous glucose monitors, because that's also right at the furthest point between any two meals in a day.
yeah,
So
there's like a certain order that you can eat your food that makes your blood sugar like crash and spike less throughout the night. But of course, I can't remember what it is, but I could certainly look that up and see if I can figure out what the heck I'm thinking of and send that to you if you'd like.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll see what I can figure out.
If
Thank
you
you.
find it while you're on here, like tell all of us. Yeah, I'd be interested.
Okay, yeah, I'll see what I
Homework.
can figure out.
But then it ends up like being recorded, and like more people get to know.
Sure, good point.
Yeah,
I'll
maybe
see.
post it
If I
on
find it,
the
I'll speak up.
maybe post it on the subreddit.
Okay, I can do both if I find it.
Yes, yeah, no pressure.
Right.
I got something here. It says, was recently prescribed Keppra for a brain injury because I was and am at risk of a seizure. Is it safe to stop? I've not had any seizures in the hospital or since being home. I've never had a seizure. My brain is healing nicely, although it's quite a serious injury. I've had quite the run around trying to get my script refilled, for it's ridiculous. It's been 72 hours since my last dose. I feel fine. Again, I've never had a seizure. Am I okay to continue like this or get off of it? I had been taking it nearly 2 months, I think. Sorry if this is the wrong place to post this question. This is the perfect place to post this question. I never suggest getting off of Keppra. I don't like it, but I don't say drop it cold turkey.
Talk to your neurologist about maybe swapping over, but also how long did they say they've been on it?
2 months.
Yeah, it took me a good like 6 to 8 to finally start feeling good. I probably shouldn't have like dealt with it that long, but I think like everybody deals with that initial feeling with Capra. You don't feel like yourself, and you know it's yeah, you just gotta wait it out.
I'll go to this comment real quick, then anybody else can give opinions. It says, I'm a neurologist. While you didn't provide any actual information or indication for your increased risk of seizure other than a serious injury, which can mean TBI with brain bleed, surgery, etc., each with a different course duration of anti-seizure medications. The answer is really the same. You shouldn't stop your anti-seizure medication without first speaking to your physician. Call their office. Even on the weekends, may places have an on-call person with whom to speak to. Usual disclaimer, no one can provide specific medical advice for a person or a condition without an in-person interview or physical examination, a review of the above medical records, as well as scent and pass testing. This comment is for general information purposes only and not intended to provide medical advice. No physician-patient relationship is implied or established. Of course, a neurologist would say that. Another one. Someone else said, unfortunately, the only correct place to ask this is a doctor's office. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Kepper was killing my wife. I'm on Kepper and my instinct is telling me to change. I feel like a totally different person. Yeah, my wife slept constantly and would wake up very angry and then have a seizure and go back to sleep. Seems highly toxic. Please explain. We're not going to go any more to that. It says non-medical ways to help your seizures. When I first realized that I was having seizures, it was about 4 years ago. I am completely conscious and they happen a few times a week to a few times a month. Though now I know that I also seem to have tonic-clonic nocturnal seizures about once a year. I'm a bit of a healthy nut, so I wanted to see if there was anything I could do to remedy without medication. I was already on super healthy diet and exercise, so it made me feel wonder if I was doing something wrong. In my research, I was surprised to find that lifestyle and diet are really not things found to contribute to your getting epilepsy, nor with helping it much. The only thing I found that studies actually show did help with meditation, yoga, and stress reduction, which probably also includes sleeping better. So already being someone very into spiritually, but not into yoga, medicine, I dove into them hardcore. And indeed, my simple patterns evolved and changed to become much shorter in duration and much more positive feeling. There has been a cloudiness of negativity in them before, and they lasted about twice as long. So I kind of enjoy them now, but I'm not sure that they've decreased in frequency and I do still seem to have been very blessed to have this in not such an awful way, and wanted to share how this has been helpful. But also, I am wondering if anyone else has experienced this or has any other things you do or don't include medication or surgery. First comment says, I'm really glad your seizures got better, but epilepsy is a case where you definitely need to do the spiritual or alternative medicine or whatever, in addition to traditional medicine. People die from this, and not taking medication or not taking them properly is a huge risk factor. I suggest taking your medication. I don't do tests on myself, but to each his own.
Stay on your medication, and I mean, stress is always going to be a big thing for seizures. So, I mean, whatever works for you in terms of stress reduction, go for it. I don't think that the spirituality of yoga is what really did it. I think it was just you learn to relax a little bit more, but also I'm not a spiritual person, so
I don't know about yoga.
I mean,
I always thought about trying it. Go ahead, Kevin.
what as far as health and yoga is very good for you. Uh, that can help your body and in incredible ways. Uh, I think cardiovascular ways and everything help you. Um, Not a cure, certainly not, but so but the bottom line is take your medicine. Um, I think any sort of exercise is good. Anything that reduces stress is good. So if you're going to be spiritual and like I don't know what spiritual means to you, but if that reduces uh, your stress intake, I guess Godspeed. Um, so and avoid those triggers.
Yeah, I think that they just figured out what their triggers were and reduced their stress, you know,
Yeah.
which is good. Good for them. Glad that they were able to do that. Not all of us
Yeah.
can say the same. Some of us are stressed all the fucking time.
Right.
I'll read another one of these comments. One says, keto works in some cases. Having said that, for my 5-year-old son with infantile epilepsy, even if he sleeps very well, eat very healthy, being very happy, even if people manifest God, or if we stash all vitamins or supplements under the sun, the only way he's seizure free is valproic acid times 2 a day. Otherwise, he's okay, but not functioning at all with multiple grandma a day. Someone says lots of sleep, relaxing techniques, don't overdo it, rest when you can, eat enough, drink enough water, and keep your stress levels as low as possible. That's all that keeps me. But you cannot go without medication if you have epilepsy. You will make it worse. I am a health nut as well, but unfortunately with epilepsy, you cannot do all natural and not take medicine. I hate it too, but you can't stop them naturally. And having nocturnal tonic-clonics without being medicated could kill you. Not trying to scare you, but the people that die from epilepsy are the ones who have seizures in their sleep.
Well, that's
One
a
more.
fucked up way of putting it.
Say that again.
I was just saying that's a fucked up. That's a fucked up way of putting it. That the people who die from seizures are the ones who have it in their sleep.
Yeah, not all of them, because
Doesn't sound true.
SUDEP people, they can die from seizure when they weren't asleep.
That's what my
They do call it sudden, unexpected.
that's what my neurologist, well, my neurologist didn't say it like that, but my neurologist had said that my particular seizure presentation that they had seen on the EEG was what they considered high risk for SUDEP. Like, okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information, but thanks.
Sounds like Raven found the topic that she was looking for or something on.
Yeah.
Raven? Okay, we'll come back to her. Go ahead, Pookie.
Who's there? Oh, Raven, you didn't get the icebreaker, but go ahead.
There we go. I couldn't get my. Sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
My lag is so bad. I couldn't get my. Okay, with the eating your food in a certain order so that you trigger your blood sugar crashing less. So it says like eating your non-starchy vegetables and your proteins before your carbs and your starches will reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes. Because the fiber and the protein that are in your stomach delay the glucose from the other foods entering your bloodstream. And then, of course, eating like smaller meals throughout the day instead of one big meal will also help. That's it. That's all I wanted to share.
The icebreaker, you didn't get that.
Oh.
What's your favorite app in your phone, basically?
My favorite app?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Probably
Sounds like
Reddit. I'm online too much, so probably Reddit.
okay. That's your favorite app?
Pookie,
I
you
thought
also
I thought it was most useful.
Or most useful app.
Oh, most useful is not the same at
Yeah.
all.
Let me see.
Yeah,
Okay.
because my answer would have been totally different if it was, yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Raven. Just
No, you're fine.
Oh yeah, it's what's the most useful app on your phone? Sorry.
Okay, different answer. Probably Seize Alarm. That, or I have another one called Visible that just helps me track my fatigue and other symptoms throughout the month, just to see how I'm doing with my disability stuff, like my ability to move around the house and communicate with people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
how does it do that? What?
It has a combination of checking your heart rate and your heart rate variability and self-reported symptoms, and also at the end of the month it has you take the functional capacity test. It's called the FunCap. I think it's a FunCap 26 or 27 or something. It's like a list of questions that you kind of rate, like, can you sit up for 20 minutes without falling over? Is this really hard for you? Can you leave your house to go to the grocery store? Is that possible? How hard is it? And it kind of comes back and gives you a, well, you're, like a normal healthy person would be this score. This is your score. This was your score all the last year. So it's been really nice because I can look back and say, oh, I know that I'm not even remotely close to the score of a healthy person, but I can at least say that I'm improving a little bit by looking at my previous months.
You sound like you got a lot more energy today.
I do. I don't know why. Oh, you know what I did today? I walked to the kitchen and back without my wheelchair. Yes. I haven't done that in like 3 years. And like a few years ago, it would have taken me probably an hour just to crawl to the kitchen. And I wouldn't have been able to get back. But now I was able to walk to the kitchen and back today. So I'm in a good mood. Thank you. Yay.
Probably will have you in a good mood.
Thanks. I'm really excited.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I got a question here. It says, can medication worsen your epilepsy? Is starting it always the right choice? The question isn't for more intense cases, I guess. It's more for those who have seizures pretty infrequently, outside of stress and lack to sleep, like 5 to 10 times a year or less. I only have focal aware seizures, and I've had years where I wouldn't have up to 10 or more a month. Ooh, a month. I seem to be in more dry spell. Awesome. I had 3 recent obvious seizures in the last few weeks, and while I'm still in the testing phase with none happening on EEGs yet, when I described the symptoms to my doctor, they said we should start on medication. I am planning on an EMU stay in December, but my worry is about if my brain gets accustomed to the medication, then I take my final dose of the day and is re-instructed. Take my final dose of the day as instructed. Will those be legitimate seizures, or will it only be because of coming off the medication? Also, I've read on this subreddit that some people have had their epilepsy worsen after starting a new medication and missing doses accidentally, like focus progressing to general seizures. My focus are decently manageable, granted this year, though them being bad is what led to me finally starting looking into answers and what people are experiencing. I'm worried that starting medication will put me on a path I can't go back on. Am I already on that path? Yeah. I say once you start, don't stop. So yeah, you're already on that path. Talk to your neurologist. I don't suggest winging yourself off or anything like that, but yeah, don't stop the medication.
Did they say they have 5 to 10 a year, and that's not very much? Like, I kind of think that is.
Yeah, at first in the first paragraph it said
and
like
you can have more, but
5
that's not nothing.
Yeah, in the paragraph before that it said 5 to 10 times a year or less. In the next paragraph it said, "Wow, I've had years where I would have up to 10 or more a month." So I guess now
A month?
5 to 20 a year, so that's better, I guess.
Are they
Yeah.
like tonic clonics? 10 or more tonic clonics a month?
Yeah.
No,
Mark and I said the
Something-
exact same thing at the same time. A month?
yeah, it says I only have focal aware seizures
I
where
Vocal.
they only have focal aware seizures.
Okay.
Keep it that way.
Okay, well, but
No,
only focal
Right?
aware.
yeah,
Only.
it's still notable, but if they were having, 5 to 10 tonics a month, that would be like, okay, you really, really, really need to go see an epileptologist. But I mean, focals, it's like, okay, understandable. What are your triggers? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you taking your meds? Because just like missing a dose can lead to focals, so I want to make sure that this person is actually, following all the sort of rules of being epileptic, I guess.
The first comment says sometimes, yes, but it happens for one medication. There are lots of options to switch to. The truth is, if you never begin medication or stop it by your own choice, your epilepsy will get worse. Will get worse is in all caps. The more crisis you have, the higher the chances the next will come, and that next will be worse. So if you choose to stay off the medication just because you're afraid of the side effects, you're showing for the worst scenario. You're showing for the worst scenario in the future. Medication is not something you can avoid safely. You're already on that path. Sorry. I'm afraid you're already on that path too.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of like, you've got to take your meds. And once you are at the point of you have to start taking them, you can't just stop unless your doctor actually tells you you can, and in which case they will wean you off. Like you need to keep taking your meds.
Yeah, I highly
And
suggest.
even if you think your meds aren't doing anything,
That was all, Raven?
sorry, what was that? Oh. The delay is so bad. I'm sorry. I was saying, even if they think their medication's not helping, they still need to take it because focal awareness doesn't necessarily stay just focal aware. Is like, right? That can.
Yeah,
Or am I wrong? I don't know.
yeah, I think if you don't take your meds, it can get worse. It could go from just focals. I've heard people saying, "Oh, I used to have this and it went to this." Like people say their seizures graduated. I feel like mine graduated from tonics to wandering off. Um, but that's just hearsay. That's how I felt about it. Um, but I can read another comment here, and it says, I can't answer that because I have the same question. It's an interesting thought. I'm 66-year-old male, and I have 3 TCs in the last 2.5 years. The last one was in June after I got my Keppra dose. I started on it after my second TC in July of 2024, 1 month after retiring. I'm wondering if I never should have started on it. I quit alcohol totally and became a regular at the gym. So positive changes. One last
So they're
comment.
saying with those positive changes, they got off the meds?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's what it. Oh, okay. I wanted to hear that kind of success story.
Yeah,
And,
he said,
and
I
at
wonder
that
if I,
point, it would have just been like a negative like factor in their life that was causing the seizures. Like if they were like, a heavy alcoholic or, not eating enough or whatever it is, it's like those things can cause seizures. Um, and if hearing that like, oh, they started taking care of themselves and the seizures went away, yeah, that would be amazing. Unfortunately, we don't know.
yeah, those pills that don't suggest stopping, said, especially with my advice. I say taking the pills are fun though. How about that?
Well, this is one of the viewpoints that seems pretty popular. Like the doctors want us to think this way. So just broke my 1.5 year streak seizure free. I can never seem to get past that without a breakthrough. I don't just have like one or two, it's like 3 or 4 breakthroughs each time. How often are you that consider yourself well maintained tonic-clonic? Marking as support because I'm just feeling really defeated and upset. I want to know I can go 10 years without one, even when it seems like I can't. All about having the right cocktail of meds, I suppose. So they got this one committed to just taking the medicine that the doctor gives them and hoping they can go more than 1.5 years. That's when I would get to the point of like thinking about reducing the meds or, making other changes. That's what jumped out about this one is like, this is how the doctors want a.
Mm. Kevin, I've been looking up a championship belt for you as well. I found one. But one day I'll get you a belt. I'm gonna get you a belt, champ. You gotta give it up when you have a seizure though. Hopefully you don't. You're the champ right now.
That would actually be hilarious if we had like an actual like a physical belt that rotated between who's gone the longest. That would be so funny.
Yeah.
All right.
I just seen one in my history that I looked up yesterday, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I looked up this for for Kevin."
Or
If
it
I
could
had
just
that
be
belt,
it could just be like a bracelet, or it's something, it's like, you know, it, epilepsy universe.
Trophy.
Yeah, like oh yeah, that's a good idea too. Something that has to be sent to the next person.
oh no, I'm letting you know right now. I ain't giving that belt up, even if I do have a seizure. No, I ain't giving it up.
Do that.
Ben's fighting words there, Kevin.
Yeah.
You gotta
I
fight
mean,
for
how
it.
could any of us pass him unless somebody new joins who's gone longer? I think it's
Oh,
just
no,
gonna
if
be Kevin's belt.
I feel like, oh yeah, so
I gotta
everyone
get you this one, Kevin. That's nice,
everyone
huh?
here
I like that.
right now is in the tip jar, right? Yeah. Everyone here is in the tip jar chat, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So I feel like we could do it through like that group of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um, yeah, it was just I was looking at it. It was interesting. It is $220, but yeah.
Plus, Kate
But
has a bunch of our addresses now for no reason at all.
I can see you with this over your
I
shoulder.
need
like
to
this.
send. I need to give her my address for the. Should I just DM?
I need your emergency contact information, just in case you don't show
Yeah,
up for too long.
yeah, it was emergency contact info. Yeah, just in case,
Okay.
All right, check out this one here saying, really, epilepsy, you couldn't just wait 24 hours. Note, I'm mindlessly stupid post-ictal and the mind-numbingly amount of diazepam in my bloodstream isn't making English easy at the moment. Yes, their spelling is all over the place. A good friend of mine died and his funeral is this morning. This is going to be a big survive. Lot of old friends will be there. And guess what? That's right. I decided that yesterday was a good day to lock up and fall on my face. Broke 2 coffee tables on the way down. No big loss there. I didn't like them anyway. Now I have to get all dressed in my sad clothes, shave around this chunk of missing skin on my face, find my fancy cane, brush the dog, and find this nice vest to act normal while walking around like a drunk, twitching for alcohol, in pain from head to toe. It's all good. I'm going. Didn't let the last one stop me from seeing the beloved capybara at the zoo, so I'm getting dressed up, try and walk while holding my twitching head high, and tell everyone the black eye is from fighting. Sometimes it's fun to screw with people. At least they're not going to treat me like I'm stupid.
Oh man.
What did you just read?
I want everybody's take on that. You ever have a seizure, end up all beat up looking, and actually try to pass it off as such? At a funeral though? That
I mean,
part's
I
hard.
was also commenting on like their, I don't know, just everything. The wardrobe, the
The
dog.
coffee table. I didn't
Like,
like it
I
anyway.
didn't like him anyway. There's so much to this.
The attitude.
It's like,
They took a full like novel, basically shrunk it down to like 4 sentences.
yeah, I broke the coffee table. They didn't like it anyway. That stuck to me.
Had
It
to go
was
to a
funny.
funeral, had to, and also, cover up my broken face. Also
Right.
had to walk the dog. Think anyone
Shave
will
around the
notice?
chunk of missing skin. I like how the last one they said didn't let the last one stop me from seeing my beloved capybara at the zoo.
Oh yeah, that too. It's like, okay, you like the zoo. This gives us more insight into you as a person, which we have gotten a lot of from the post that you just made.
Um,
Huh.
I got
Let's
something
call
here that
this
I
one our
found.
favorite rant of the day. Back.
Yeah, literally.
I found this one pretty interesting. I just wanted to go through the comments, but I'll read it to you first. It says, has anyone been able to reverse their epilepsy? If so, how long? Looking for some hope. That part I
Kevin.
found interesting. No, I've not been able to reverse my epilepsy. I don't think it's possible, but yeah, dreams and hopes work, I guess. Pray on it. But the comments, one says, I certainly know patients of my epileptologists who have had lobectomies, LITTs, and thermal ablations that have destroyed the source of seizure activity and allowed for the person to become seizure free. If that is your question, but evidently that requires destruction, removal of brain matter. Someone said in my early 20s, I had a few seizures due to drug abuse. I quit drugs, speed, and my seizures went away. No medication needed. Fast forward to my early 40s, and now the seizures came back. No drug use. Now I need medication. So far, seizure free since on the meds, but it's still the early days. Nice. Kevin, he would have had the belt for 20 years. Yeah. Now he has to start over.
What? Compared to who?
This guy said he didn't have seizures for 20 years. From
Oh.
20s to 40s.
But his streak, he broke his streak. So
Yeah. So,
What, the guy you just read?
yeah.
Was he?
oh, sorry, I mean
What-
like his streak, like like he had a seizure. So his streak is now over, sort of thing.
Was he even an epileptic? Or was he just a druggie?
I didn't think about that. Did not think about that. He was saying that he'd been doing what, ecstasy?
He said he'd been doing speed in his 20s.
Yeah, isn't speed ecstasy? Or am I wrong?
No.
No.
Speed is amphetamine, ecstasy
Oh,
is
okay.
methylene deoxymethamphetamine.
I'm only
There we
29.
go.
I was not around for the speed time.
I mean, anything
Actually,
could
yeah, I
cause
think I'm
a
the youngest
seizure,
one here.
so
Was it?
he don't get no belt for popping some drugs. Screw him.
Right.
Oh, indignant Kevin. Never seen it. Okay.
He's gonna come at you. It's like I'm getting the belt next.
Yeah.
Or trophy, whichever it's gonna end up being.
I mean, good luck to everyone else. It's just,
Gotta beat the champ to get the belt.
screw
Don't
that
even
guy.
try. You revealed your true intentions and how you actually feel about those trophies and belts, and you're not gonna let it go. So don't even bother trying to cover it up now.
Yeah, we gotta get a GoFundMe for your belt.
Mhm.
You're gonna get it.
Kevin
King.
wants that belt.
I got another one that says, I'm hoping my surgery can make some permanent or larger scale changes compared to medication. But somebody said, yes, cannabis. That's a way to treat it. Another person said, there's a way to do it, seriously, but it requires a shit ton of money and development. But honestly, people who have epilepsy don't seem to group together nor care to focus on it. Same applies to anti-aging. Can be solved with enough cash, but humans feel Super Bowls are more worth it.
I mean,
If you have a type of epilepsy where you can identify triggers and avoid them and or increase thresholds related to the seizures, you can eliminate seizures, thus reverse the condition. An example of this is reflex epilepsy, or those related to nutritional deficiencies or celiac seizures. Some seizures like those, one on the SCNA1 types respond to ketogenic. Genetic testing is a good first step. You could also try different diets and supplements. One more. It says, I've heard of that certain mushrooms can help restore neural pathways and create new ones.
stick with that last one.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking too. I think that person just watched a certain TV show and I'm
Got
not
a lot
gonna
of
comment. Yeah, no, I don't think
Has
they're
anybody
right.
else's doctor ever even offered genetic testing? I've never heard a neurologist even speak positively about that. My neurologist just talking about try this medication.
I didn't have that conversation just because of the way I had got my epilepsy.
Yeah, you had your origin. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark, what do you think about mushrooms restore neural pathways and create new ones?
It depends on what you mean by restoring neural pathways. And what you mean by mushrooms? Like which type of mushrooms are we talking about?
Oh, you know what type of mushrooms we're
Well,
talking.
no, I mean not necessarily because there are purported benefits um to things like lion's mane and
Oh, no, I know, but we were talking about like,
psychedelics,
Let's go
you
with
know,
therapeutic mushrooms.
yeah, there we go.
okay,
It
That's better
says
explanation.
magic
um,
mushrooms.
magic.
Oh, all right.
Therapeutic.
Well, then they
The
covered it for us. Magic.
there is something to be said for the ability to reset what's called the default mode network in the brain, which is something that I've been wondering about, was something I've been trying to ask questions about, but that's been hypothesized to be what is the source of the therapeutic benefit of the mushrooms when it comes to treating depression, that the depressed individual um, is uh, s- setting themselves up in a state where their brain has formed these pathways that are, you know, leaving them in a psychologically depressed and anxious mindset, and that um, the mushrooms are like a hard reset on that. Press a button and boom, rather than being in that whole network that is leaving them depressed. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
turning the computer off and on again when you get a glitch or something, you know. Um, the um, um, the science is not really quite there in terms of evidence one way or the other, but the the psychedelic evangelists out there, you know, will tell you that there is a lot to be said for um, the neuroplasticity benefits of magic mushrooms, and um, there have been studies that have uh, looked at um, uh, clinical evidence before and after a psychedelic experience, showing that there is um, significant changes in the fMRI results of these people before and after, that shows that their brains are functioning differently. Um, so if that's the case, if they're functioning that differently, how does that difference affect epilepsy? Um, and like everything, I'm sure it's going to be a case by case basis, but I think it's a question that really deserves some serious attention. And I don't think it's going to get that attention, at least not for a few years, if only because of the whole association with the drug culture. And, you know, that's a shame, but
Yeah, after that, whoever put that up there, I don't suggest it. I follow Mark. Mark only. Mark says don't do it. Obviously, you shouldn't do it.
You can call the clinical trials before they even happen.
Right.
I trust you know.
So, I got one here. It says smoking weed gives me seizures. Is there any way around it? 3 years ago, I almost died from a spice vape overdose, which I believe to be THC vape. Since then, whenever I smoke, I end up having seizures. At first, it was focal seizures, which wasn't a big deal, but now I end up having serious seizures. What can I do about this? I've never smoked spice before or since. When I smoke weed, I get seizures. Update February 25th. I got diagnosed with epilepsy last month, and I've been taking generic heparin. I don't have to worry about seizures anymore, even if I blaze. So that solves everything. I was stupid, so not to get myself checked before this. Anyway, people responded before he put that edit and update up. Says, I'm gonna give you top tier advice. I work at a neuro ICU and I am also am a paramedic and work on a bus. Yeah, you had a bad reaction to spice, which isn't weed, it's synthetic. So if I'm reading this correctly, when you smoke just regular weed, you have seizures. One thing I would tell you to stop doing is smoking weed. We'll move on to someone else. Oh, Anne's up here. She said spices and weed. Start there.
Yeah, that's yeah, that it sounded to me everything that they wrote, the way that they talked about it, they said smoking weed and then immediately went on to talk about spice. I don't understand that. If they're smoking spice, then they're having a bad reaction to synthetic compounds. It's, not weed, but
Yeah,
also
same
if
probably
weed,
happens in those psychedelics that you were mentioning earlier.
yeah.
Okay,
And
right
if
here.
Talking
if
about that
actual
lab
weed
created
causes
psilocybin
them,
stuff
Be
not being
really
real.
smart.
Okay.
if actual weed causes them problems, then they're one of the unlucky few, I guess. But then don't smoke weed. It- I don't, I don't see. It's not the answer you want, but it's pretty straightforward.
Someone says, well, there is one pretty obvious way. She said, who's going to tell him? Another one says, just FYI, focal seizures are serious seizures. Another one says, it's not worth it. You can quit. That's your way around it. Last one says, Haya, REEGT here. Oh, is that EEG tech? THC lowers your seizure threshold, which makes you more likely to seize. CBD, on the other hand, raises it, which makes you less likely to seize. At a therapeutic dose, may help keep you from seizing. So if you must smoke, then smoke weed that has a lower THC and higher CBD.
I
They sell
mean,
it at corner stores, so it's just trash.
oh, okay. I mean, anything synthetic, I would be obviously suspicious of. I mean, if this is spice, like you said, fake weed, yeah, I wouldn't trust that at all. Most of the people I've heard have had a good reaction with weed. Most people use it. It seems good. Uh, I would assume everyone's body's different, so maybe some people don't have a good reaction. So whatever. Uh, some people just might not react well to it. That's fair. Um, so do whatever your body works well with. This seems like a obviously I'm not endorsing anything. I know this is not the place to endorse such a thing. I don't know if it's legal in your state, go
Such
nuts.
a thing.
If it, you know,
I am
yeah,
offended when you say such a thing.
yeah, I don't want to get kicked out of the country or anything. So, uh, do what's legal in your state and what's good for your body. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
Hi.
Oh yeah, floppy fish.
Hi. Floppy fish.
I gotta use that one more often.
I did not come up with that.
You
I
did?
was on, no, God, I wish I would have. Isn't it funny?
Yeah. I thought that
No
was it.
copyright violations.
Yes, I know. No, I think, no, it was like I was browsing on Reddit and I saw someone else type it out. Someone else came up with it and it's hilarious, but I definitely use it.
Yeah. Um, I seen someone else say pavement breacher,
Yeah, I don't remember all the funny ones I saw, but I use it.
or I've used floor testers. Um, yeah, my fellow floor testers here. We'll go to the next one. It says quitting Kepra abruptly. I just quit Kepra. I was having major mood swings. I would go from despair, anger, depression to highly motivated in a span of 8 hours. It was pure hell. I stopped taking it 2 days ago and feeling like my old self again. Does anyone else have these kind of mood swings? I thought I was losing my mind. Well, that says a lot. Um, One comment says, this is a bad decision. Don't quit Keppra abruptly before talking to your doctor. Breakthrough seizures are really likely if you were taking more than 1,500 milligrams a day. Someone said, I missed 2 doses of Keppra, immediately had a TC. I don't know how your epilepsy is, but be very careful. One more says, you can't quit like that. You might make it a few days, but it can go really bad after that. You need a doctor who will listen to you and put you on something else if that works better for you. Anybody got any thoughts on dropping Keppra abruptly?
Don't do it.
That'll put you in trouble.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
it's been 2 days so far, and he feels like his old self. I still don't suggest it. I like my old self, but I wouldn't stop taking it. And yeah, it's either old self or seizures. Which ones feel better?
Even stepping down from the 750s to the 500, like I mentioned, earlier, over these last couple of weeks, it's still my doctor still had me take 2 weeks to slowly go off the
Titrate down.
750s. I was taking 4 750s each night. So then I was, slowly stepping it down. I'm now on the 4 500s. So from 3,000 mil to 2,000 mil a day. But my doctor still recommended me, for it to take 2 weeks to step down. So it was, 3,000, then about 2,500, and then now down to the 2,000. But it took a couple of weeks. So I would say screw that to cold turkeying, that type of that specific drug. At least that's how my body reacted to it all. But yeah.
Anybody want to drop your meds cold turkey? Doesn't sound too fun.
I think we all want to drop them, but like realistically, if you drop a benzo like that, you'll die. I'm taking 20 milligrams of benzo, and you can die from something like that, I think. Right?
I wouldn't know. I'm glad I'm not on anything that you just said that. Yeah. Thanks for the advice.
The withdrawal from that much of a benzo.
Is it an opioid?
Yes, the benzo withdrawals can kill you.
Damn. Like heroin overdose, baby. Some
Yeah,
sense like that.
Yeah.
I was
If
gonna
you
say
use
I definitely.
Narcan.
Ooh,
No, I brought it up with my doctor and I said, let's drop some of the clubs in. And she was like, no, 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 no. She was very freakish about that.
Sounds very
Uh,
adamant.
Commission?
Hmm?
You never suspicious she's on commission with the pharmacy company? Or pharmaceutical?
uh, actually, no. She just seemed weird about that drug in particular. She said, we can drop the other ones. Just let's be very patient with this one.
did they start you directly at the 20 milligram of that, Kevin, or did you work your way up to that? Or Kev,
Either
if
10,
Kevin's your full name, sorry, but
either
yeah.
10 or 20. I don't know.
Oh,
This
okay.
was
They
after
they
this was after my surgery. I started taking clobazam.
okay,
And
because yeah, they gave me the 10 milligram pills because I guess that's the smallest that there is. And so I'm having to chop them in half to take 5 mil for morning and night right now. And I'm kind of
yeah,
really hoping I don't go up any higher. Like I said earlier, I've already had 2 seizures since being on it, and it's only been a couple of months. And while they have been smaller and shorter, it still seems like it's a little more frequent. So I don't know if it's changing what the hell's going on in my stupid head.
yeah. Um, yeah, I definitely feel like something changed in my body over the past few years. So like there's some sort of energetic clockwork in my head changed, and I don't know what it is, but yeah, they definitely slow you down. But I'm taking two other drugs that also really slow you down, and I'm at least going to lower those down. So the Tope Max and the Depakote are getting lowered. So I have more energy during the day because I slightly lowered the Depakote. So that's good. And we're going to take care of the Tope Max in my next visit. So that's the goal, is to lower the medicine gradually. So that's the next step in the process.
That's good to hear. Yeah, the first like I was saying, is I was stepping down on the Kepra, I was going up on the clobazam, but I was also still on Vimpat. So there was
Uh,
about a week and a half or so, 2 weeks where I was on all three of them at the same time, and I being a zombie would have been better than those couple of weeks. Honestly, I was just deadpan, like out of it. Like
yeah,
my my mom asked me one day, she's like, "Have you been drinking today?" Like
mm,
I was just like, No,
yeah.
I've been laying in bed. I haven't even left the fucking house. I haven't done anything."
That's what I do. Yeah, well, on I think that might be the closing because I do that all the time. I just lay in on the couch and don't do anything. I can do that for days.
I mean, I'm still an adult.
No,
Once in a while, I'll grab a tall can, just relax for the night or something. But I don't go overboard because I know what's up, with all my health stuff. But so for her to ask that when she knows that I don't drink, heavily at least, seriously, it was kind of like a weird, like, this stuff's really, really screwing with me. If like even the person, like one of the people that's closest to me, is asking if I'm out of it. So I can only imagine what some stranger walking down the street, thinks of me when I walk up to
no,
him and I'm just talking like this and I'm out of it, and
no.
and you sound
I get
completely
it.
like
No,
you're
it,
high as shit, right?
if it's that obvious to people who are close to us, then yeah.
Then what does it look like to strangers, right?
Uh-huh.
Right.
So
It's like the time I like had a seizure and I left work and I took like three buses and a train. And then when I came to, I'm wondering how the hell did I pay
damn.
for this bus and this train? And why am I here? And
Was
I
that
was
like a long
wondering, I was wondering
was that
like
long
how did I look to people just going 17 miles away? And
17?
yeah, I went
How long ago was that? Like, if you don't mind me asking, like, how come you didn't call like a Uber or a Lyft, or was this, like 15, 20 years ago or something?
I only lived like 20 minutes from work.
Hmm.
It was a 20-minute walk from work. I left work and got on a bus and went
No,
17
that
miles away instead of going home. And this was 3 years ago.
oh, okay. Well, I was that yeah, that does sound like post like seizure antics. But no, I was asking why didn't you just like, call a Uber or a Lyft or something? Why did you hop on a bus? Was it just because your head was out of it, or was it like that long ago?
It's not that far from work. Usually I just put my headphones on and walk home. It's about 2, 3 blocks, decent walk. Like I said, 20
For sure.
minutes. Depending on how
For
fast I
sure.
walk, it could be 15. But yeah,
Were you in the middle of a seizure that whole time?
yeah. When I came to, I was in my hometown.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is my brain was saying go home, and I went hometown instead of home. That's what I took it as, which is really wild. Yeah, I made it there though safely. I'm just wondering what I looked like. Like I can't imagine what I was looking like. And then when I went back to work the next day and I told them about it, they were like, "Oh yeah, you were kind of looking like a zombie." And I was like, "I was looking like a zombie," and they was like, "Yeah, you were kind of just looks like you're dragging yourself around all day." And I was like, "So this is happening all day, and then you guys still let me leave?" But that's people for you. They didn't tell me what's wrong. Why are you looking like that? They just let me leave, and I wandered off and told them about it. A few days later,
That that's crazy to let you do that. Yeah, luckily, like I mentioned earlier, when I the one that I had at a restaurant, I work in or still good friends with them, still go in there and just do like single shifts here and there on busy, event days or whatever. Um, don't want to dox myself too much, but it's in Niles, California, if anybody's familiar with that area.
Mhm.
Um, and so long history story. I'm a history nerd here, and the restaurant is right next to the railroad track. Um, Old downtown Niles, that's where like Charlie Chaplin shot a bunch of his videos. There's the museum there, so it's been around since the early 1900s. So when Prohibition hit, Niles decided, hey, let's build a bunch of underground tunnels and smuggle shit in. So the restaurant where I was working at was the one that was next to the train station. So they would unload the stuff there. That's where the tunnels started, and they would go all the way down what's now called Main Street. The old school town there. So there's basically this basement underground, like full, like almost kind of like private lounge. There's like a pool table, huge huge tables, there was couches, everything. Like basically would either be for private events or just for like us employees to just, you know, shoot the shit after work. But the two brothers that owned it, they took me down there, they laid me down on the couch that we had down in there. They knew my condition. They made me what they knew was my favorite, meal there at the restaurant. They grabbed me a glass of water. They grabbed me a beer. They took care of me. They let me park my bike down there. They then drove me home. So like, Pookie, as you're saying that, your employer at the time, just kind of said, "Oh, sure, go ahead and take public transportation home." Like that's blowing my mind, dude.
right.
That's crazy. You mentioned, if you don't mind me asking you real quick, Pookie, you mentioned something about Oakland earlier. Are you semi-local to
Next
me?
door, next door to Oakland,
Okay,
East
okay,
Bay.
yeah, I'm in I'm in Niles, Fremont area.
See it on the mountain every time I pass. Niles. That was my brother's name, so I kind of cry when I see it. Um,
That's crazy.
um,
The guy that owns the property, the Niles sign,
how the hell did he get up there and do that?
he no, that's been there for years. I don't know about that. The guy that lived at the bottom of it though, he owned a construction company, a water piping company. So I worked there for about 4 years. So I could dig him up on some old hard drive. I swear to you, I'm not making this shit up. Back when I was like 21 or so, a bunch of our friends, we went and we camped for the night up there on that hill, like because he owned the property, and that was, yeah, where me and my buddy had worked, was for that construction company, and we talked him into letting us have, some big out old camp out. So a bunch of us, young 20s, drinking our asses off, having a campfire up there. I don't know how the hell we didn't light the entire fucking Mission Hills on fire that night,
Or get arrested?
but we, yeah, exactly. I mean, we were there legally. Like I said, he owned the property. We still
Oh,
probably shouldn't have been lighting, fires and been, 1920 and drinking up there, obviously. But I mean, we were actually on the property legally. But that's yeah, that's the area I'm at, right in yeah, right by it on the Niles Fremont Union City border.
it says, how does alcohol cause seizures? I still drink and I haven't had a seizure. I'm curious as to how alcohol leads to seizures. Is it low electrolytes, dehydration after drinking, or the awful hangovers? I only drink to get tipsy since hangovers and blackouts are not fun. First comment says, I always thought it negated medicine. Um, how does alcohol cause seizures? I believe it lowers your seizure threshold and life takes you from there. Um, Jocelyn and Tom, the icebreaker, you guys. I'm not sure if Tom got it. What's the most useful? I forgot the question again.
The most
What?
useful app.
Most
Yeah, the
useful
most
app.
useful app in your phone.
I just downloaded, I had to pay for it, but I downloaded a meditation app called Breathe with two E's instead of EA. And that's been helping me fall asleep,
I thought you were gonna
So,
say Sudoku.
oh no. I used to, oh God, I was addicted to TikTok. I don't do that anymore.
That's what they all say.
I know.
Um,
I actually deleted it.
hey,
I don't play
good
any
for you.
games right now. That's kind of weird. I was addicted to phone games, but no. Yeah. I have a reminder app that helps me take my medicine.
Yeah, I got alarm that helps me with my medicine, even though I snooze it a couple times. Still there. Or another comment says, just like grapefruit juice, alcohol and other drugs actually break down the medication. According to epileptologists, the reason has a lot to do with interfering with sleep, even though it makes you tired and you get less of good restoration sleep, that makes your brain healthy.
I think my neurologist explained it kind of like this. Since alcohol is basically poison, and it is, alcohol is literally poison. Your your liver has to go into overdrive. So your liver spends all its functions expending and dealing with alcohol, and it can't deal with your medicine, which is also heavy duty on your liver. So it has to either deal with poison or deal with your medicine. So it basically gets rid of the medicine because it can't deal with both. And your medicine ends up not being processed properly, and that's expended while the toxins or the alcohol, well, the poison has to be, you know, it's a lot to process for your liver, basically. You know, your body can only absorb so much, and
Or meds are
medicines,
poison too.
beneficial poisons.
I was gonna say
I
that too. Our
mean, our
medicines are kind of
medication
poisons
pretty
to
much
our
kills our liver.
Right. I mean, that's true, but that kind of proves my point that they're both really heavy on the liver, and your liver has a choice to make, and it gets rid of the medicines because or yeah, that's how my doctor explained it. You're not getting all of your medicines when you drink.
and that I think that's kind of what I was saying earlier. I never had any liver or pancreas issues until after taking my medications, and it was the first few years, and I was still in my young 20s taking these medications. Only had a seizure like once every a year and a half. Wasn't taking it seriously, so I was still partying my butt off. I'd be taking my medications but also drinking, and then finally it got to the point where it started damaging some other stuff, and that's when I had to really get serious with it. So yeah, anybody out there, like I was saying earlier, I still I'll still have a beer or two here and there, go out, still relax, be an adult. But yeah, I'm not 21 21 anymore, at a frat party with 30 other dudes doing beer keg stands or nothing like that anymore. So so you gotta everything's got to be in balance, and watch out for yourself. But if you got to pick one of the two, and if one's messing with you, think it's time to drop the drink.
And I'm not
And
21 getting in fights with frat boys.
Oh, haven't done
That's,
that in a while.
and just to prove myself here, just got back from dinner. Just having a quick sip here. Going to be a couple more hours till I take it. It's a Friday night. It'll be my one thing for the weekend. So, like I'm saying, I'm not trying to be all like pinky out. Oh, I'm so holy and everything. I still do it once in a while, but I'm just saying, don't go overboard. Don't go overboard. Especially by the time you're almost 40, right? Your body's taking its toll on itself
Everything
anyway.
is good in moderation.
Yeah, yep.
I like that one. Everything's good in moderation.
I gotta drink
Should've seen it.
pineapple smoothies tomorrow. Yeah, that's my drink of choice now.
That sounds
Oh, I
good.
love anything pineapple, man.
Yeah.
You should have seen me earlier. I needed something in moderation.
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.